Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of NC-17. My name is Josh, and today we have award-winning actress.
Oh my God.
We have Marleigh Arnold with us. How are you doing today?
Warm, but we're doing good. We're surviving.
Oh yeah. Uh, so you were on a show previously, you and Devlin, and kind of talked a little bit about Halloween Genesis. So kind of for the newer subscribers and watchers and just in general, kind of go your journey to film and what really got you into it.
Okay, so I never wanted to act. I'll start off with that. I never had any urge to act. I did like Shakespeare in the Park and some musicals in high school, but never really was like super in depth with it. And then I grew up modeling. So eventually my old agent was like, "Hey, do you want to audition for this film? It pays really well." And I went, "Hell yeah." And then from there, people keep working with me. So, yeah,
I mean, it's a good thing though, right?
it is. But yeah, sometimes I'll still be like, how did I get here? What what happened?
Oh yeah.
In a good
Uh
way, obviously, but
oh yeah. So we've been in constant communication since your episode because, well, you're an awesome person, and if there was ever a chance I was going to make a movie, I was definitely going to try to cast you.
thank you,
We'll
thank
get
you.
into that later though. But so kind of walk us after Genesis, Halloween Genesis, and kind of like because you've been an active person, you're busy all the time.
Yeah.
Do you ever get time for yourself and just kind of unwind?
I definitely I definitely do have time for myself like during the week and stuff. I really should probably audition more actually. Uh, no, I love doing this thing where I just like lay here in my bed and just like don't do anything productive, but I'm also not relaxing at the same time. It's really cool.
I've
But on
never
the
done that.
weekends, I am all over the place usually,
Oh
pretty
yeah,
consistently.
oh yeah, because I know you've done Dent. I think that's a Batman kind of thing.
Yep.
Uh, then I think you got a Gambit thing coming going too.
Yeah, we filmed that like last winter. It's been a long time with editing because it has a lot of like the special effects and stuff in it. But yeah, did that.
Oh yeah. Uh, so outside of acting and modeling, walk us through a day in your life.
Oh gosh. Oh, I guess it really depends on the day because like I don't know what the right word is for it. I guess like ricochet. Like I'm ricocheting between like three or four different points at all times. So I have days where I am super booked and that's all I do. I have days where I am driving literally all day to get somewhere to do something. Or I have days like today, I'm a pharmacy technician. I gave people their medications. I like to say I'm a legal drug dealer, but yeah, where I have a day like that, or I have like I'm a college student. I'm going to school, not entirely sure what for, but most likely biology. So
All
it's
right.
very, very all over the place.
Oh yeah. So at this stage in your career and everything you do, uh, what really takes precedence? Is it the acting, the modeling, or do they kind of go hand in hand?
I think acting is my biggest thing. I don't model as much anymore just because I currently don't have like a true agent. I still sometimes work with my old agency, but I don't really have like an agent to get me into like bridal shows and stuff. So I do some like trade for portfolio work, but not a ton really anymore. It's definitely much heavier on the acting side. Definitely.
Oh yeah. So speaking of acting, uh, you you've been in horror. I think you've
A
been
lot of
in.
that.
Oh yeah, I think you've been in some gangster stuff.
I've been in a little bit of everything at this point, I think.
Oh
I
yeah.
don't think there's anything I'm missing.
uh, would you say horror is your like your definitely your lane, or is it just whatever appeals to you?
I will kind of do anything. Horror is my favorite to be in because really, like, I've been on such mixed bag sets where I've been on horror sets that aren't great, and I've been on like comedy sets that I have loved, even though I don't think of myself as that much of like a comic actor. Although people tell me I'm funny, but normally it's in the like, oh my God, that was so funny, Marleigh way. And I go, huh, what did I do? And they'll go, you're so funny. And I go, no, seriously, what did I do? You know? Um, but no, I don't really have like a genre preference for acting, I guess. I mean, I love horror though, because horror is my favorite genre as a person. I pretty much only watch horror. I'm like a snobbish, obnoxious horror girl, of course.
Nothing wrong with that. I mean, trust me. I mean, I own hundreds of thousands of movies, but horror is my genre, so I get
Yeah.
it.
And doing FX, having a really loud scream, being taller, pale, black hair, kind of, leads you one way.
I'm gonna take your word for that.
Yeah.
Well, it did lead you to first the podcast that I do here with Devlin, and then
hmm
kind of led you to being cast as the lead in Not There.
Yeah.
Uh, so we won't go too much into it, but just what was your first reaction when actually, well, what was your reaction when you found out that we were doing auditions?
Okay, honest first reaction. So, how I even found out that auditions were happening, because it was before I had actually gone on the podcast, was Vin Massey texted me and was like, Marleigh, I'm auditioning for this project in Michigan, because of course he's from the Carolinas, but we had worked together. And he was like, I'm auditioning for this project in Michigan. And I was like, dude, now I have to audition. And that was technically how I found the audition.
uh, well, thank you, Vin.
Yeah, props to him. But no, then after that I was like, I love me some like familial relations in horror. And I was like, older sister, younger sister. I don't have any siblings. I have been told that I very obviously am an only child, but I get cast as specifically like an older sister a lot. So I was immediately like, that one.
Yeah, yeah, that's I'm gonna be honest, from like the perspective of watching all the auditions, because it was me and Amanda Howell. We watched every audition. It came down to literally two people. And
Mm,
I was like going back and forth because both you and the other actress was hitting the marks on different levels, if that makes sense.
hmm
So I was like, Amanda, we need to make a decision and we need to make it now before we make a stupid decision. I was like, we're going with Amanda. All right, we're going with Marleigh. I almost said Amanda again. I was like, we're going with Marleigh.
Close
And
enough.
she's
There's
like,
M's in both.
and she's like, cool.
I'll
What
take
did?
it.
Well, no, it's a good thing because I'm a very indecisive person, and when it really gets down to it, it's who really I think can carry the role. And I saw what you did in Halloween Genesis, even though it was compacted, but I was like, she's got it. And then I was like, yeah, we're just gonna, yeah. So, but when you
Well,
got
I'm
the,
glad your indecision worked in my favor.
that sounded so bad. I'm sorry.
It's okay. I'll take it.
uh, so when you found out you got the role, what was your first reaction?
Well, at first, I was super excited, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
And then I found out the dates. And then, yeah, that happened in
Yeah,
like the span of 30 minutes. So,
yeah.
but then everything worked out. And then I was still like just as excited. And then
Uh,
things changed again. And now I'm still just as excited. It's been a little roller coastery, but
yeah,
I'm super excited. I am
uh,
incredibly excited.
yeah. I know that in the well, we will allude to it. In the early stages of this, the roller coaster was written well, really riding on the edge, you know,
Yeah.
and I'm a man of my word. That's all I
I
can do.
can confirm this 100%.
Because and this is an exclusive that nobody else knew outside of me and you.
Yeah.
Well, Amanda knew and my wife, but you know,
I figured, yeah.
the deal was we were going to make sure that you were around for the whole trilogy and wound up still being the main one.
Can't believe you're revealing this. Wow.
I mean, we won't go too much into detail, but if I am ever in a point put in a position to where I can't be the man of that, where I can't be a man of my word,
Hmm.
get it correct, I will find a way.
Yeah, you did.
you
Did
know,
all that hard thinking just for me to end up playing Charlie again, and it didn't matter.
so true.
Like, yeah, and now whatever. Just
Oh,
in
yeah.
the little bit that I know where I'm like, just yeah.
But I will say, and not to get messy, I will say I'm going to go to bat for anyone who's on this cast for the simple fact because I have 100% faith in you guys and I'm appreciative and humble because you guys are deciding to go on this journey with me.
Yeah.
So by hook or by crook, you are going to be the final girl. So
Yay. In the absolutely massive cast. You just kept coming out with people. I've been watching that on Facebook, like, oh, there's more. Okay. Hello.
well, I promise we're done with the cast. Maybe. But
I don't believe you, but okay. I don't believe you, but I trust your decision making.
well, you can tell when I'm lying because I can't keep a straight face. So
Yeah, yeah.
but so let's go into a little bit of the role of Charlie. Right now, it's being tightly sealed on a lot of the details, but I do
Hmm.
want to tell you that your acting chops are going to be on full display.
Yay.
So I'm saying from beginning all the way to the end. So
Excited for that. I kind of
uh,
knew that already. I know
yeah,
more than I think a lot of people about this, but
you do. You, as a matter of fact, you know more than almost everybody else.
yeah. So I'm like,
It's okay, but so knowing the journey that you're about to take with this character, how are you preparing?
I honestly don't entirely know. I'm one of those people who, like, I've never taken an acting class in my life. I don't entirely know what preparing for a character is fully. But the main thing I've been doing is like, especially just with where I'm at in my life, like being like a baby adult and stuff, like, and looking at people who are younger than me and stuff, I kind of have been getting into, I guess, that more older sisterly vibe, which I'm told I have kind of often. I'm often told, like, you act way older than you are. And I'm like, oh, thanks. I feel like that's kind of backhanded, but okay. So I feel like kind of leaning into that a little bit more,
Yeah.
which probably isn't good for me, but it's who I am.
Uh, so I know that we, as a whole, all the cast except for the newer people, but they've even
All
been active.
800.
Yeah. Okay, you're being over dramatic. It's 801, but no, just
Uh,
playing.
that's under dramatic.
I know. Nah. So there's going to be a lot of dynamics and a lot of different characters. A lot of different characters.
I figured with all the undisclosed roles.
Ambiguous, isn't it?
Kind of.
I'm just waiting for someone in the cast to ask me what is it all about, so then I can actually still not tell you guys, but still, you
I'm
know.
going to ask you once we stop recording. I hope you know.
Uh,
So
well, chances are I'll probably end up telling you some, not all.
I was going to say I've had decent luck with little tidbits of information. So fingers crossed.
Uh, so with you're going to be Charlie, Jaslyn's going to be Mary.
Hmm.
What are your expectations for one, this role for you? Because you know it is a trilogy,
Hmm.
and you know you're going to be in all three.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, unless you decide you want to leave, then we're just going to kill you. No, I'm just playing.
Just really early kill. Entire plot changes.
Actually, believe it or not, there was a version of the script where you actually did get killed halfway through the first movie.
So rude. Oh my God. Well, I'm glad you changed that. Oh,
Well, that wasn't my decision to put it in there, so
oh, oh,
that
okay.
that's where we pivoted.
Oh, oh yeah. Oh yeah.
But so yeah, what are your expectations for the role and for the kind of relationship you're going to be forming with Jaslyn? Because you two are pretty much going to be in almost every single scene.
I am, I'm not gonna lie, I'm super excited to have like an on-screen little sister. I was recently in a short film called, I'm mixing them all up, wrote Unraveled, where I had a girl play my younger sister, and it was gnarly. Like we scream in each other's faces and stuff, and she was fantastic. But I don't know, it's so fun getting to act with kind of a different variety of ages, I guess, because normally I'm acting with people my age, maybe give it like 10 years above or older. But it's not something super often that you get to work with someone younger than you. And I love hearing youth and high school and all of that stuff. So I'm super excited for that. And also, like, I've seen Jaslyn and her mom's posts like all over Facebook, and they just seem like some of the nicest people. So I'm super excited to work with them. Expectations for myself playing the character. Oh man. Seeing some of the younger cast and knowing a little more about the film, I'm like, oh, that's going to be exciting. Oh, dang. And just can't fully say what I want to say because I can't do spoilers, but I'm very excited. And I've said excited so many times this podcast, God. Um,
Well, Devlin says,
very ambitious to play the character. I can't say what I want to say. You're putting me in a hard spot
well,
here.
I tell you what, since I don't do this, I swear I don't normally do this.
Mm.
You can give away one thing, but it cannot be a pivotal thing.
What is considered pivotal though?
No kills, no kills. But you can give away one thing because you signed the NDA. Because I have to give you verbal permission to be able to do it. So I'm giving you verbal permission to give away
Hmm.
one thing.
Can I say a kill but not who I kill?
Okay, yeah.
Okay. Someone who I don't know how to phrase it either. Like someone gets killed off that I think is very full circle. I'll say that. It's very full circle for me on a personal level.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
I know you do. And
But
it's very gnarly.
yes, I will say when I was thinking of that, I was like, kind of like a role
You knew what you
reversal
were
here.
doing there.
Yeah, I was like, but I think I went a little bit overboard, but we kept it in there.
I like it. I like gore.
But hey, that's all that matters. If you like it, I'm good.
Mm-hmm.
you know. Uh, so let's talk about some of the other cast members. Obviously Devlin, you know him.
Yeah.
Vin, you know him.
Yep.
Uh, let's talk about some like Anaya. Uh, she's
Mm.
playing Sonia. I did the interview with her last week. Yeah, or
I don't
this
think I've
week.
watched that one yet. I'm such a bad co-star.
You're good. Trust me. I'm pretty sure there's people who haven't watched none of them. So
Yeah.
but I think Anaya is going to be good. But I think see, I can't just call out one person because I think everyone's going to do good.
I was gonna say, like, within the group chat, you know, everyone who's in there is nothing but lovely. I mean, sometimes y'all are chatty. I will say, I'm not a big group chat person, if you can't tell. And sometimes, like, I'm at work today and I'm like, what the hell? Oh my God. Because y'all are just having these full on conversations in there. I'm like, dang, everyone seems super friendly, so
Yeah.
friendly, and very talkative, which I'm very talkative, so that's probably a good thing, but not as much over text. So I'm like, oh.
It's
I'm the
I
lead in this, and I rarely talk in the group chat, and I'm like, should probably talk in the group chat more. Gonna be real up close and personal with all these people.
I mean, you do get to kill a lot of them.
Yeah,
Not saying who, but you do get to kill a lot of them.
yeah, like many, like in very graphic ways. I'm like, well, I'm like just imagining like because I've dabbled in intimacy choreography. I've done intimate scenes before, and obviously this is not intimate scenes, but it's still scenes where I'm gonna get like very close to people. And
Oh
I'm
yeah.
like, this silent presence in the group chat who almost never says anything while everyone else is having a conversation. And I'm like, should probably like get to know these people more or like let them get to know me more. So that
Well,
I'm not
that's
just like, hi, I'm Marleigh. You're ready to die?
well, that's why we're doing this so they can get to know you. And now they know you're going to kill them, so now they're going to be wary of you.
That's not what I swear I'm a nice person in real life. I just always play really messed up characters. Not
Uh,
always, just like often.
believe it or not, though, so another one of the earlier script versions had it to where you weren't even the one that was getting what happens. It was somebody else. And I was like,
Who?
Mary,
There. Oh yeah, that's
you
what I
know,
kind of thought was going to happen. I mean, whatever. The night I got cast as this role, we called, and even with the changing thing, I'm pretty sure I called out exactly what you were planning on doing originally, one of the versions, and you were like, "What?" And I'm like, "Sorry, it's kind of
yeah.
my forte, guessing things."
Well, I can tell you that the script is still revolving and
Oh,
evolving.
definitely.
So there's a lot of new stuff that's why it's being so kept secret because
Hmm.
once it's perfected, everyone's getting it, the script, and once they get the
Hmm.
script, I'm anticipating a lot of what the fuck, how's that happening, and why.
Yeah. Well,
You
it's good
know,
you're preparing for that because there's always that.
oh yeah, especially from a specific person, but we won't name that person.
Mm,
You know,
mm, mm,
uh,
mm.
full circle.
Full circle.
uh,
I feel like I'm pretty in the know.
you are, but
Yeah.
let's talk about some of the other cast members, some of the newer cast members.
Hmm.
Right now, within our own group, they're naming us the horror Avengers.
Yes.
You
Which I
know,
wish I knew more about the Avengers.
well, some of them are cool. So never mind. Everyone in this cast is cool, but the Avengers. I almost said the wrong thing. The Avengers movie, whatever. Anyhow, it's I wasn't expecting the cast to be as big as it is, but I am very grateful because we have newer people and we have established people.
Hmm.
I
Like
consider
some of the people I'm intimidated by a little bit. I'm like, oh my God. Woo! Woo!
well, to be honest, I literally I was telling my wife earlier, and I can only say this, telling my wife earlier that the cast that has been assembled is not only a who's who, but this beats any A-list movie that's out there right now, in my opinion.
I'd agree. In terms of like I do not know the majority of people, and I'm awful with names. I'm awful at keeping track of all of that. I can't wait to be on set. And once again, even though we've had this group chat, I'm gonna go, hey, what was your name again? I am so, so sorry. I'm so sorry. Because I'm just that kind of person, unfortunately. But like, even for me, who kind of knows not a lot of people, like a lot of the names in there are super known within like the Michigan indie and then the Ohio indie and then like Indiana and like even kind of in Chicago area, like very, very well known people, people who I've heard fantastic things about. So I am very excited to get to meet all of these people. Yeah.
Oh yeah. You know, I will say, and I'm not going to spoil too much, but since I let you let something out, I'll let something out too. I will
Mm-hmm.
say that a lot of these people make it to the second part.
I figured a lot of them had to because I'm like, there is no way we can kill like 40 people in the first movie. Like I just have like screw any other weapon. I just have like a flamethrower. I have a machine gun and I just like
You never know. No,
oh god, don't make me a mass shooter, please, not in this time.
no, no, no. No, this is I think even you're going to be surprised when you get the final script. Because there's a lot of from what you read already and what you already know, a
Mm-hmm.
lot has changed. So,
To kill the character that I really want to kill.
oh yeah, you get to do that.
Yay, okay, I'm happy.
You know that oh, you definitely get to do that. So,
I have like some people who I'm like, I want you to get it. Mm.
uh, I would be amiss if I didn't mention one person that you seem to be on every single set with.
Oh.
Shannon.
Oh yeah. A lot of
You're like,
sets
who?
together.
You guys have been on quite a few things together that I just know from you guys saying. I think one time I was actually talking to you and you're like, oh, look, here's Shannon. I was like, huh?
Like we were on
Okay.
a set together when we both got cast
Yeah.
also. She saw me go outside, have that phone call with you, and then come back inside. She was there for that entire like interaction of the first phone call. So yeah.
uh, uh, I mean, you're working with some of the people you've worked with, and you're working with a lot of new people you haven't worked with, but there are going to be moments to where in the script you're going to be like, is this reality or is this like fiction?
Mm-mm.
You know,
I am a
because
fan of that. I'm a fan of like, am I crazy? Am I in active psychosis? A big fan of that vibe.
oh yeah, you know, but so you mentioned earlier the younger actresses and high school and stuff like that. Take us back to your high school years. What was that like?
Oh God.
Oh, we hit a nerve.
All of school for me was interesting in general. I've always been very like book smart, except for when I kind of had like a mental breakdown my freshman year. That was an interesting time. Freshman year was not a good year for me. um, but I've always been like my last 2 years of high school, I was part of the diploma program, which is like the international baccalaureate where you take all college classes. And then it got really weird because COVID. And then like you drop out of the program last minute, but you're still in all the classes. And then it doesn't really do anything for you at all. And you're like, oh, why did I do that? But I had a 4.3 GPA my last 2 years of high school. The first 2 years, we don't talk about those. I was going through something, but always very like it's always been easy for me. I love learning, except math. I hate math and I hate chemistry so much. So much. Sorry, Vin. He loves chemistry. I hate chemistry. I love biology, but I've always loved science and stuff like that. And then socially, high school was just it was high school. It was high school. And I was the girl who came back one summer and suddenly like puberty had hit her and then everything was different. Good times.
I was in high school once too, so I remember all those times. But you know,
Yup.
back then puberty didn't hit in the right ways. But
Yeah, mine. I was just late. I was like very skeletal, nothing anywhere. And then came back and everyone was like, Marleigh, you have boobs now. Whoa. And everyone would comment on them. And I was like, they're not really that much there, but I'm glad you.
Where the hell is this episode going?
I don't know. You asked me about high school. I was not expecting that. Being honest about my experience here.
Hey, it's all good. It's all good.
No, I have
This is a get to
many
know you.
stories from all my life. I have very, very insane stories that I'm sure you guys will hear on set. Like very weird stories in general, not just from high school, but like from being a kid. Like when I was really young, kids thought I was a witch and they duct taped me to a swing set and tried to light me ablaze.
Wow.
Yeah. Like I said, really wild stories.
That's crazy.
Mhm.
And on that note, let's talk about Halloween Ultimatus.
Great. That's fitting.
No, sorry.
Most awkward podcast episode ever.
It's up there, but it's all good.
Oh, God.
No, just
Don't ask a girl about high school. Come on.
Oh, well, I mean, that's a fair assessment, I guess. Yeah. But on a more more serious note, so Halloween Ultimatus, you make a comeback.
Yeah. Yeah, I do. The thing that I'll never forgive Devlin for, where he was like, no, Piper dies, Piper dies, Piper dies, Piper dies. And then after I filmed the scene directly after, like once we wrap, he's like, plot twist, you don't die, you live. And I'm like, huh? What did you just say to me? I almost throttled him. I don't care that he's a lot taller than me.
Yeah. That seems to be the going like theme though. It's like, in all respect, you're told one thing, then something else happens, and then all of a sudden you're told another thing, and I'm like, that's kind of reminiscent of what happened earlier in this process, but we're not going
Yeah.
to talk about that.
Yeah. I try and be very as go with the flow as I can be.
Oh yeah.
But with the Devlin one, I was like, you calculated that. You just wanted to fuck with me.
Oh yeah.
I gave him an earful.
He probably deserved.
Yeah. But now I'm like the only person returning from which originally it was not meant to be that I was the only one returning, but now it is. So
Oh,
yeah.
I have to talk to Devlin on that one.
It's mostly just been like scheduling issues, jobs, stuff like that. But yeah, where it's like, okay, it's me, Piper.
Hey, nothing wrong with that. I mean, here's my thing, and I'll be 100% with you. We had a conversation about the NC-17 awards.
Yes, we did.
And
during my 9-hour drive.
Some things was discussed that we won't divulge, but just so everyone knows, my decision on that category was made well over a week before that.
I thought you didn't even decide my category.
Well, I couldn't tell you the truth. Couldn't tell you the truth at that time because
I got lied to again. Wow. Everyone loves lying to Marleigh. God.
Well, it wasn't a lie. It was just a pivot.
I don't think that was a pivot. It was a bold-faced lie.
But it worked out in your favor.
It did, but still. Dang.
No,
still dang.
But there are moments that in someone's life they deserve to be recognized. Now, when I saw Halloween Genesis, the first thing that popped in my head was like, I love Michael Myers, so I'm going to watch it no matter what.
Yeah.
But then after talking to Devlin and seeing how passionate he was for what he had done and who he had worked with, I went back and watched it like 15 more times.
Now, good doll.
But oh no, I got like every Michael Myers mask hanging on the wall over there. Trust me, I'm a fanatic.
We need a Michael Myers mask reveal on the podcast. I need a podcast episode where you just go through your like collection.
Oh shit, that'll be a long episode.
I would watch all of it. I love collecting things and collections.
Okay. Well, one day I will. You have my
Hell
word.
yeah.
You know I'm a man of my word.
Alrighty. I look forward to that.
Yeah. Won't tell you when though, but yeah.
Keep them guessing.
Right. But no, when I saw Halloween Genesis, the first thing that popped in my head after watching it so many times was like, what are the chances that this group of people made a movie, a short film, whatever you want to call it? I call it a movie. Yeah.
Hmm.
What are the chances that one, they're all going to get back together and work together again? Obviously, not that good right now. No offense to anybody,
Yeah.
but then the next thing that popped in my head was like, damn, this movie's going to be up for some awards. And then I went back and watched it one more time, and I was like, there's got to be one person in here that deserves a singular award, not just the whole movie.
Mm.
So then I got my wife and a couple other people to sit down and watch it, and I was like, who do you think like deserves the award? Of course, my wife was like, I don't know, I haven't been watching it. She don't watch Marvel. But long story short, which has not been a long story short, but you earned it because you gave a performance that if this was not just a short film, but an actual like a full length feature Halloween movie, you would have been the one character outside of Mike Myers that I remembered. So that's why you got the award.
Thank you.
You're
I
welcome.
always feel interesting about that film because I almost don't. This is gonna sound bad. I almost don't. I love the film, obviously, but I almost don't remember acting in it because I had driven. I was up for like, let's say, by the time I got home, probably a little over 24 hours running around, and I was doing the special effects makeup, and I also like mostly choreographed a lot of the stuff. So it was to me, I'm like, I remember more doing the crew stuff than actually like acting in it. Obviously, I remember acting in it. I love the character Piper. I think she's a sweetie pie, very spunky. But I remember like the choreography and running around and this cat that we there was a kitten where we filmed like the final confrontation and I was obsessed with this cat and that's for some reason what I remember in my
No,
sleep deprived state.
yeah. Well, I mean, you also got to look at it like this, though. Your character was getting tossed around quite a bit.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was a little bruised, I won't lie.
So in retrospect of everything, you kind of fought your way to being a final girl, which you are, because you
Yeah,
survived at least until the second one. I don't know what the second one holds in store for you, but you earned that award. God's honest truth.
thank you. It really means a lot. I was like, because I didn't see the posts. I forget. I don't. I was in Chicago after my 9 hour drive from Ohio that day, and I just remember. I think it was Vin. Also, was the first text I saw for that where he was like, "Marleigh, you won," and I was like, "Huh?" Or no, it was Devlin. It was Devlin who was like, "You won an award for Piper," and I was like, "What? Oh, okay." Once again, very sleep deprived that weekend as well. Maybe this is just like a theme of my life. But I was like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. Very exciting. But
Oh
like
yeah.
in the way like a chihuahua gets excited. Like a
Only
lacking brain cells excitement because
uh,
no sleep.
only Chihuahua I know is the Taco Bell Chihuahua.
I miss the Taco Bell chihuahua. Bring back the Taco Bell chihuahua.
I mean, we got a Chihuahua that lives in his house, so but
Neglect that chihuahua.
it's not mine. No, I'm just
Yeah?
playing. I'm just playing. I'm sorry. Uh, so this episode is really all over the place, but that's good.
Yeah, definitely. That's who I
Uh,
am as a person.
it's all good. Wait till the cast sees it in the chat tonight. So
Oh, oh, they're gonna go, why are you so awkward? Why are you so weird, Marleigh? And I'm gonna go, I don't know.
actually, you might be surprised. A lot of them might be like, "Hey, we're related."
Oh god.
but no, it's I don't know. So what does the future hold for you after you film the first Not There movie?
Film the second Not There movie.
Very true.
No, I
Which,
believe with film order, technically, the cut is after.
yeah, yes,
Yes, technically
which
that.
which is tied into Not There.
Yeah, I'm confused about that.
I'll tell you after this.
Just like, I just okay. I'm just dealing with a lot apparently. That's why I'm like just really going through it. It's
Well, hey, you're not alone. You got all of us to rely on, all 40 of us.
801. Remember, come on.
Exactly.
All 801.
Yeah, might go up to 802 before the end of the night. No, I'm just playing. I'm just playing.
Oh gosh, I'm sure it will eventually. Mm,
I,
mm.
actually, believe it or not, I've had no BS. I've had like 7 people reach out and ask if there's any parts left.
Yeah, duh.
I was like, no.
Like, make a scene in a diner. Let's just put like everyone in a scene in a diner. That's my logic for any time it's like, oh, more people want to be in it? A diner. And it's definitely not just because I really like diners and diner food. Definitely not that.
I guess when we're filming that week, we're going to be going to a diner.
Yep. Vlog everything. Vlog the diner.
uh, I will say though, there is a scene in the
Mm.
third act, or going into the third act, to where almost the entire cast is in one area, and
A lot of them have to be dead by then.
no one dies until the third act. I'll spoil that.
Ah,
Yeah,
that's a change.
yeah, yeah. I'll spoil that. No one dies until the third act, and then in the third act, that shit crazy.
Goodbye.
Pretty much, yeah, yeah. And then just saying, if people think that this one's going to be ambitious, part two is way more ambitious. Like,
I know.
yes, you do. Yeah, and that ambitious right from the get go.
I
Yeah,
figure you got the slow lead up in the first one, but then by the second one, you've already established
yeah.
a lot of murder.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
What are you gonna do? Start it off really chill and be like, "No, we're all gonna sit around and drink tea. There's no murder in this one." Nah, cut straight to the point. Cut,
Pretty
pun
much.
intended.
That's right. uh, but no. So after, I'll say it like this: after the Not There trilogy and the cut, what does the future hold for you?
I don't know that far in advance.
All right, where would you like to see yourself in 5 years?
5 years, 5 years. Oh, um, see, I'm one of them people who doesn't know what I'm doing with my life. I think I would still like to be acting, but I would also like to have my degree by then and either be acting full time or and doing something in science, preferably something involving like wildlife part time or like 50-50, which is kind of where I am at now. So, yeah, I would like that split, but my big goal have my degree, please. Please,
I
good
think you'll get
God.
it. Oh yeah, I think you'll get it.
I hope so. Transferring colleges is scary.
Growing up is scary.
Something like that. I don't know. My parents say that I'm like always been kind of old, so
Yeah, well, I am old, so it doesn't matter.
yeah.
Yeah. Uh, let's talk about our director. See, a lot of people had the misconception because I wrote Not There. People think I'm directing it. I am not the
Hmm.
director. Our director, Paul Allen, he has a knack for being able to position characters in spots that give them the
Hmm.
forefront of any scene. And with the conversations me and him have had, and conversations you and I have had, and conversations I've had with everyone else involved with this cast, everyone's going to have their moment to shine,
Yeah.
you know. But the one thing, and not even Paul knows this, but the one thing that I ask of everybody, just enjoy yourself,
Hmm.
because that's what we're doing this for. So,
Yeah.
well, also to get paid, but still, you know.
Something like that.
Yeah. uh, I know that Amanda, she's been with me from the beginning.
Hmm.
We've been champions of yours, obviously.
Thank you. I figured I mean, you guys cast me, so like one has to assume that you at least like kind of like me.
That's a fair assessment. No, we like you. You're good. Uh, but is there anything you'd like to say to not only just this cast and crew, just to people in general about acting and just anything at all?
Mm. You said anything at all. First thing, when you're driving, let people merge. People who don't let people merge suck. That's my public statement.
Wasn't
Let people
expecting that.
merge. um, and about acting, people always ask me about acting stuff, and I never know what to say really because people are always like I've been asked before, like, what advice would you give to actors like just starting out? And I'm like, uh, uh, I believe I've said, just do it. Like, just Nike swoosh, just do it. Put yourself out there. Be yourself. If people don't like you, they suck. I'm still learning that one, but yeah, and you're don't let yourself be treated like a convenience item. That's something that I kind of personally grapple with, where it's like, I exist when I'm not convenient for, in this example, film people, Uh, that'd be a big piece of advice because that can make things rocky and burn you out and all that stuff. So that, and yeah, just do it and let people merge.
Traffic safety. Wasn't expecting that one, but okay.
Yep. I had I was driving today on Woodward at 5 p.m. to go get me some fabric paint for a shirt that I'm working on, and nobody would let me merge. And I'm using my blinker. I am being so respectful. I wave at people. I give the little wave like thank you, and nobody let me merge. And I got flipped off. I was getting real mad. So that's where that came from. Is that's what I'm thinking about today. Is like just let people merge. It takes like 5 seconds to be kind to someone.
Very true.
I
Very
think
true.
kindness is a infinite resource that we treat like it's a finite resource.
I 100% agree.
And I think that's stupid.
Oh yeah. uh, so there are certain aspects of this film that have purposely been written in your favor.
Oh, alrighty.
I won't tell you none. I'm not going to spoil none of it, but I will say that there is a key moment to where I'll use an Avenger reference. So when the cast does
I'm
watch
not
it,
gonna
they'll
get
know.
it.
Well, you won't, but they will.
The rest of the cast will know more than I do in this case.
There is a moment where I'm all about, like everyone getting their shot. I'm all about everyone getting their fill of like just doing crazy shit.
Mm-hmm.
There is a moment where you do something so drastic. I'm not going to tell you if it's part one, two, three, whatever.
I have to
But
imagine it's not two. It's two or three. That's my guess.
it's a pretty good guess. But there's a moment that something happens that your character does that even as I was writing it, I had to go back and read it after I was done writing it
I
to
hope it's
see.
like a good thing. I don't want to be entirely like awful, terrible evilness.
I cannot confirm nor deny that.
Mm-hmm. 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 Mm-hmm.
But I will
Mm-hmm.
say though, you do get some good moments in all three of them.
Yay!
Yeah, you're not an evil person throughout the whole thing, almost the whole thing, but not throughout the entire thing. Yeah,
I'll take that.
I mean, from what I told you about part two, really evil.
Yeah, yeah. I want
Okay,
a little
though.
bit of redemption. God.
Well, I guess people are just going to have to wait to see part three.
Apparently.
Yeah.
I love me a character who's like, you're like, okay, this is definitely the bad guy. But like, I kind of get it. I love a moment like that where you're like, you definitely are wrong for just like murdering that person straight up. But like, it's not that bad.
Some of the characters, one in particular, definitely deserve it. So,
Mm,
yeah. But I'm not going to say no more.
mm,
The NDA,
mm.
I even, like, when I made the NDA for everybody, I was like, if they ain't talking about it, I won't talk about it. But I gave you permission, so that was cool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I don't even think I said that much.
You didn't. You just
I
said
more referenced what I know. I'm just
pretty
like,
much.
I know something that I like. You don't. Uh,
uh, so we are getting ready to end the episode, but do stick around afterward.
figured.
There's one thing that I was always taught from a young age all the way to now. That is the respect one gives is the respect one has earned. You don't got
Mm-hmm.
to earn my respect because it's a lot harder to keep my respect than it is to earn it.
Mm.
And the reason I'm saying this is because everyone has my respect from the beginning, but particularly you have been through a lot in this process. And
Yeah.
I'm not going to tell no details, but who's here from the beginning knows.
Yeah. I mean, as if
I
you haven't been through a lot, though. Once again, those who have been here from the beginning know.
true. But no, I very true. But
Mutual suffering.
yeah, I believe that the willpower you have for yourself reflects onto others, which makes them respect you even more. And that's God's honest
Mm-hmm.
truth. So that's my praising moment for this episode. Now we're just gonna end the show. No, I'm just playing.
Goodbye.
But no, I'm gonna give you the floor to plug your socials. If you have anything out you want people to see, plug those, and then I'll let you close the show.
Okay. Ew. Ugh. I hate talking about myself. I go on a podcast and I'm like, this is disgusting. Ew.
We're still recording. No, I'm
Podcast
just playing. Go ahead.
me. uh, I'm pretty much Marleigh Arnold on everywhere. Marleigh is Marleigh because my parents are very eccentric people and they wanted me to vaguely suffer forever. Um, yeah, pretty much that on everything. I post, I don't really post, but people post for me on my Facebook page. Most of the stuff that I'm doing, I really should post more. I've been in more projects that people don't even know about that I just never post about because I'm really smart like that, you know? But yeah, I don't know how to close things out, but take care of yourselves and be nice to other people.
There you go. Be nice to other people.